He hates women, poor people, and people over 18. What did we ever do to you? Is it because of jealousy? James Charles suffer from this syndrome that many other rich people also suffer from. Not to beat the dead horse, but you internet people are just hilarious. For anyone who lives under a rock like me, apparently recently James Charles gets cancelled again. I don't even know how many times has it been, but I did not know about it until I watched Charlie's video about James Charles crash out. The video is hilarious as always, but the comment section. Okay, first, if you don't know why James Charles is getting cancelled again, here's a clip that get him cancelled. Let's watch it together.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's the GoFundMe link."
His exaggerated voice is a little bit annoying to me.
"Any donations help." I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job. Yeah, try that. Because in the time that it took you to copy and paste the same fuck-ass message to myself, who you don't follow, by the way, and probably 100 other influencers and celebrities, you could have applied for 100 other jobs, but you didn't because you're a lazy piece of shit and you're entitled. And you think that influencers and celebrities should fund your life for you. Why would I ever help you? You're not a fan. You don't even follow me. You've never supported me. This is your first time DMing. And you think that I'm going to send you money because you lost your job? Oh my God, welcome to the real world, sweetheart. People lose their jobs every fucking day, and you're white, pretty, and able-bodied. You're in a much better position than a lot of other people out here who are trying clearly much harder to make a better life for themselves. Why would I fucking help you? Aside from that, 17,000 people lost their jobs at Spirit Airlines. Why do you think you need to GoFundMe? I can at least 1% respect the mentality of closed mouths don't get fed. Doesn't hurt to try. But honestly, it does hurt to try because now you pissed me off. Okay, I'm not the one. Go find fucking Mr. Reese. This is literally his entire shtick. I'm sure the next YouTube video is literally gonna be like, "I rehired all 17,000 of the Spirit Airlines employees, and it's gonna be the real life Hunger Games. The last one of them to leave the Spirit Airlines plane gets to be the CEO of the new company and gets a house and a car, $10 million, that everybody else dies." Go find that video to compete in, baby. I'm not helping you. I'm not fucking helping you. All you did was lost your job.
All you did is lost your job? Unbelievable.
Okay, welcome to the real world. I can at least understand if you were like, "James, I'm a longtime fan. Here's a trillion years of DMs and my support for you. I love you. I'm suffering with a really rare genetic disease that there's no cure for, and I'm trying to raise money for myself and other people that have this." Maybe I would help. Maybe I would help because I love you and I appreciate you. This bitch, you lost your fucking job? Oh. What are we gonna do? Nothing. I'm gonna do nothing. You know what you need to do? Go find a fucking new one, girl. Put some effort into the workplace.
And a hard watch indeed. I did not watch any of James Charles' content. I only knew about this scandal because I watched Charlie's video and obviously read the comment section. So let's watch a few of these comments. If she was an underage boy, he would have been happy to help. I mean, if anybody knows about James Charles' biggest scandal in his career, which is getting involved with minors, and I mean, we could see this comment from miles away. You are entitled because you think influencers should fund your life for you. And who is funding your life, James? Makes sense. On point. Influencers like James Charles have an income because of viewers like us, the normal folks who watch his content so that he have brand deals, he have sponsorship. But apparently he doesn't really appreciate that fact. James was digging through his DMs looking for his next victim and got mad a woman was there. Who knows? Maybe that's why he crashed out so hard, You interfered with my business, peasant. Don't you see I have important business to attend to? How dare you, the low-life peasant, stop me from finding my next victim? Maybe that's why. In James' defense, he's not used to talking to people who are old enough to have a job. Great lawyer, 10 out of 10. Apparently, she wasn't even asking him for donation. She just wanted him to share her GoFundMe link since he has a much bigger following than she does, at least according to her. I mean, if that's the case, it sounds even worse for him. Like the person didn't even ask for money. Grown-ass man acting like teenage high school mean girl from 2000s movies. Really? I mean, I don't even think he resembles a mean girl from those movies because mean girls in those movies, in my opinion, at least they are smart. Like, they are mean and manipulative, which requires a certain level of calmness, calculation. I would not associate those characteristics with a person who just crashed out big time like that. He lost his shit. Like Charlie said, he sort of just blew a gasket. And for what? So, I don't even think he could reach that level of a mean girl in those movies like he wishes. And on top of everything, her goal was only $1,600. James has an income of $22 million, by the way. $22 million. Oh, I'm speechless. Charles on Charles combat. Charlie is different, okay? Applying to 100 jobs in 2026 is like applying to one job in 1996, adjusted for inflation. So correct. So true. I am applying to jobs at the moment, so I can relate so much. James never has to apply to a job in his life, so that's probably why he can never imagine how difficult it is for a regular person out there. Like everyone said, applying to jobs is a full-time job, an unpaid full-time job. He hates women, poor people, and people over 18. I feel like it's true. But why, James? Why do you hate women? Like, what did we ever do to you? Is it because of jealousy? He hates poor people. I mean, his attitude probably speaks volume about that. Everything I said in this video about his scandals are alleged. I don't want to get in trouble, like legal trouble for anything. Honestly, this feels like a PR stunt because he's literally irrelevant. I mean, it could be, like influencers like James Charles thrive on internet engagement. It really doesn't matter if it is a backlash, if it is like a good scandal, a bad scandal, as long as it blows up and he gets engagement, it brings him income. I don't think he is irrelevant. I mean, if he makes $22 million on the internet by being an influencer, I don't think that's the definition of being irrelevant. Like, I am irrelevant. I am a nobody on the internet who have like 200 subscribers. He has 40 million subscribers on TikTok and God knows how many on YouTube. So, I mean, I don't think that is irrelevant. I think he is relevant. But it could be that this is still a PR stunt to make him even more relevant, to make him the topic of the day. The idea that James Charles, who had his entire career handed to him as a teenager, has any concept of what the real world or hard work is. That's so true. I think he got famous when he was very young. I think he doesn't even know that he himself doesn't have any idea of the real world because the real world to him has always been fame, drama, wealth, and surrounded with people like him. That's his real world, not our world. And that's what makes him who he is today. That apology sounds like his PR team working to keep their jobs. Yeah, he did post an apology videos after that video got so much backlash. So let's watch the apology video.
Yesterday morning, I posted a video on this account talking about how a woman had lost her job at Spirit Airlines.
Charlie said, put a shirt on. Put your clothes on. Don't get naked. Don't be naked in front of me. You are polluting my eyes.
And she sent me a message with a GoFundMe link asking me to donate. And the video was basically me yelling at the camera, being super upset and frustrated because this person had never followed me, never supported me before. And it was clear that she had basically copied and pasted this DM to every influencer and celebrity she possibly could, asking for a handout. And I called her lazy. I said she was stupid. And I said she should have spent the time that she spent copying and pasting the message, applying for jobs instead. This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary. When I saw that DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day. But instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided instead to make a video about it. And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort. I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know. I just don't know. My intention behind making this video in the first place was I get a lot of messages like this every single day. And for me personally, it definitely sucks to receive messages from people that don't follow you and don't support you, treating you like a personal ATM or bank account. But what I'm sure sucks even fucking more is not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from and not being sure whether or not you're gonna be able to put food on the table for yourself and your family. So it really doesn't matter what my intentions were behind making the video because it came across as super fucking privileged and like I was basically shaming anybody that's unemployed for not trying hard enough to get a job. And I feel awful because that wasn't my intention and it really hurt a lot of people. And I know that it's not that easy. I know that the job market fucking sucks right now. I have friends that are looking for jobs. I have my own employees that I try my best to take care of. And I've heard so many fucking horror stories online of companies ghosting people, recruiters wasting everybody's time, people applying for job after job and not hearing back for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I know that it's really fucking hard out there and that most people are just doing their best and trying their best to figure it out and to make it by. And if this person happened to choose sending out GoFundMe links as their method of trying to make it by, who am I to judge? Especially when you consider the fact that my method of figuring it out and getting by was making makeup videos online. I just happened to get really lucky, and now, years later, I'm in a blessed and privileged position. But as somebody with a platform, it's my responsibility to humble myself and to never take what I have for granted. And when I made that video today, that is exactly what I did. I was speaking from a very privileged, obnoxious, ignorant standpoint, and for anybody that saw that video and was disappointed or upset with what I said, I am super sorry, especially to the woman from Spirit Airlines. I did try to look for her message earlier before making this video, and I couldn't find it. If you see this video and you want to get in touch, I would love to apologize to you directly and to help you out a little bit. But if you are not comfortable with that, I totally understand too. I really appreciate anybody that sent me a message or left a comment about this video today, letting me know how insensitive it was. I really needed to hear that, and I really need to think twice before I hit record and just start yapping on this account. I genuinely treat this spam page like I'm on FaceTime with you guys. I love to laugh and tell you stories and rant and scream at the camera and joke around with y'all, but sometimes I genuinely forget how many people are watching, and it was completely inappropriate to make a joke out of somebody just trying to provide for themselves and their family. That's definitely my bad.
Okay, so that's his apology video. And back to the previous comment, someone said that apology sounds like his PR team working to keep their jobs. I don't know if he has a PR team, but if he does have a PR team, I think it would be much more effective for him to run his content through his PR team before posting to his page instead of having them write an apology after it has been said and done. ChatGPT, write me an apology video script that makes it seem like I care about poor people. Okay, to be fair, I personally think that video, the apology video, the wording wasn't so bad. It's the execution. Like Charlie has pointed out, put a shirt on. Why do you think being half naked in bed would make your apology somehow more genuine or more effective, or that people would receive it better? Are you trying to create that image of being relatable, being personal, like I'm just your friend kind of image, while actively hating on all of us? I don't get the logic here, And like I said, like I personally think the wording of the apology is not bad. And if I know nothing about James, I would say that performance that he has put on in the video is actually quite effective, at least as someone who doesn't really like follow internet drama and who live under a rock like me. If I did not know about any of his past, I would be like, he seemed genuine, he seemed genuine. Everybody makes a mistake. We shouldn't be too harsh on each other, blah blah. Like, he put on a good performance, probably because he has a lot of apologizing experience in the past. An unemployed woman's plea for help triggers James' right normal human feelings. Okay, guys, let me put on my shrink hat and pretend to dissect Jim's psychology together here, okay? Now, why is James Charles is so triggered by this woman's plea for help? I think, in my fake professional opinion, James Charles suffers from this syndrome that many other rich people also suffer from, which is the syndrome of "it's all thanks to me." So these people, as they get successful, they think it is because they work hard. They think that everything that they've achieved, like James is thinking that everything that he has ever achieved in his life was because of how hard he worked. And that's it. That is the only factor that propelled him to the position that he is today. And because of that, he ignored every other external factor, especially luck. Many people don't even notice that how successful they are in life really depends a lot on luck. If you are born white, you already have privileges over people of colors or like minorities. If you are born in a rich country, you already have privileges over people from developing or poorer country. If you are born in a family where your parents can afford good education, you already have a lot of privileges compared to the normal folk who go to maybe like a community college or don't even get to go to school at all. Sometimes they just skip over all of those factors. They don't really think about it, and they think that, oh, I achieve what I have today because I worked so hard for it. And maybe it's true that they work so hard for it, but there are thousands, millions of people out there who are also working so hard to just keep food on the table. I would argue that they probably work harder than influencers, but then again, they don't get paid nearly as much. So really, luck plays a big role here, but James and people like James really don't realize that. They think it's all me. It's all thanks to me. And if you don't reach the same level of success or wealth like I do, it just means you're lazy. And now you ask me for help. You ask me for money. Not only that you are lazy, you don't want to work, but now you want somebody who has to work hard to get to where he is today, funds your life. You are so entitled. You see the logic here? Because he thinks that it's only his hard work that helps him reach his level of success. So he projects that onto other people. It's really a more popular syndrome than people realize. We equate our success with our effort, sometimes ignoring every other factor that contribute to that success. Imagine if James was born in a very poor country, let's say Bangladesh. Will he be confident that he will reach the same level of success being just who he is today? Like not even being able to afford a lipstick to make content about? Would he be the same successful? I personally don't think so. Okay, that's my analysis, my very unprofessional opinion. Don't quote me on that. the Kardashians going nobody wants to work these days wasn't as out of touch as this. Like I said, rich people always think like that, you know? This is like a very popular syndrome among those people. How does anyone still have respect for this person? Well, this is apparently a very difficult question to answer. But I think the fact that influencers who are famous because of the clout, because of public attention, like James, despite having multiple scandals, I think people like this are mostly just in the US, like in America. Because imagine if he is in China, he probably would get cancelled and could never have a career anymore. Because like, you know, in China or like Korea, those countries, the cancellation culture is like harsh. They are harsh. People like James will probably not gonna have a second chance with audiences there. But maybe people, you know, the audiences in the US probably more open-minded and more welcoming, I think. The concept of calling someone else a lazy piece of shit while sitting in the bathroom of your 7 million mansion in a custom bathrobe with freshly manicured nails. Girl, your level of attention to details is amazing. You even know how much his mansion costs. You even notice his manicured nails. Look, these are poor people's nails, not manicured nails. Custom bathrobe doesn't look any different to me. I would just thought it's from, you know, Walmart or Target or something. Put a shirt on. Thank you for the bravery to say what we all thinking. Yeah, like, you know, come back to the shirt. I honestly, I'm perplexed at why didn't he put on a shirt? Because I don't watch James' content, so I know very little about him. But one thing I noticed from the apology videos was that he has so many moles on his body. Like, just so many. Not to body shame anybody, okay? It's just, they just stood out to me. Nobody has ever slapped James Charles, and it shows. It reminds me of a woman who sort of a normal person. I don't think he's an influencer, but she sort of crashed out one day over a bag of processed salad, or like just a bag of salad that she bought from the supermarket. It was super funny, and I think she's lovely. And she said that some people has never been hit in the mouth, and it shows, because those occasions are character building events. I couldn't agree more. Okay, that's it. Again, any scandal about James that I've mentioned, or like, you know, any of his doings that I've mentioned in this video is alleged, okay? I don't want to get in trouble with any kind of legal matter, legal problem. And if I ever, get threatened or copyrighted strike, I will just take down my video, okay? Guys, I'm a normal person. Don't have the money, don't have the resources to fight, okay? So just a little bit warning. If you ever see this video disappears, you know why. Okay, see you guys in the next video.